channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today we got a special video in the dark. Yeah, that's right guys, we got no power. Hurricane, I don't know what the name of it was, anyways, came through yesterday. Crazy 50-60 mile per hour winds, which is not super crazy, but either way, they say it did crazy damage at the power company, like at the power plant. And we have no power, but we have no problem because at Moore Mafia, we got generators for days, boys. They can't hold us down. So anyways, we are about to dyno this 2019 Kawasaki ZX6R. We have everything powered up basically except the TV, everything is working. And we're gonna see what kind of power we get out of this thing today. The ECU is bone stock, but the customer has got an Akrapovic slip-on, and they've got the stock header, but he's got the muffler box is gone, and the link pipe is in there. So we're gonna be tuning this thing today, seeing what kind of power we can get out of it, removing all the restrictions from the ECU, and dialing this thing in to make it run smoother, ride better, and go faster. Stay with us, guys. Here we go. All right, guys, baseline pull. Let's see what we start out with. So I got a ECU file pulled up from this ZX6R that we're going to be tuning, and I wanted to show you a little bit about what we got going on. So if we go to the secondary throttle plates on this thing and we put the bike in gear here, you can see secondary throttle plates. You can see as this is the throttle percentage, this is the RPMs. And you can see actually where the bike does not go wide open throttle until, boop, 9,000 RPMs. But then if you look here, 14,000 RPMs, the secondary throttle plates close back off. So it's restricting the bike. So if I pull back up the dyno graph, you're gonna see where we dynoed the bike. And look up here at 14,000 RPMs, look how hard this thing nosedives. So you can see it actually goes all the way down to 87 horsepower before it hits the rev limiter. And that's because those secondary throttle plates close off. So we're gonna remove those restrictions from the bike. And that is something that you cannot do with just buying a power commander. So if you buy a power commander, you don't have the ability to do this. So the power commander adds and subtracts fuel numbers on top of what's in the ECU. So what we do is when we go in and tune the ECU, we put the correct amount of fuel in the ECU and remove these restrictions in the ECU to get you the most horsepower that you can possibly get. Now, could you put a power commander on and gain additional horsepower? Well, only if you put it on a dyno and had the fuel curve corrected. So let's just say I'm in South Carolina here. You live in Las Vegas. You're at 6,000 feet in elevation. I'm at 900 feet in elevation. So of course the tune is gonna vary. And could you put a power commander on it and perfect the tuning, or even buy an auto tune and perfect the tune yourself? Yes, you certainly could. You know, is it mandatory for your bike to run right? No, sir, it is not. The bike will run just fine without that. So one more thing I want to show you too is ignition timing on this bike. So these ignition timing maps here, you can see the ignition timing is retarded super heavy on this thing. So it goes up and then cuts the ignition timing back. Now I'm not going to discuss with you what the ignition timing that we put them at is. That's kind of a tuner's secret. But I can tell you they are restricted. There is power there held back that you cannot gain through a power commander itself. All right, guys, I'm about to get this ECU Flash, and we're gonna see what we get out of this thing right off the bat. All right, guys, here we go. Let me know what you think about the sound of this Acro. I don't know if you call it a half system, slip-on, whatever, with the link pipe, whatever you want to call it. Let me know what you think about the sound. I think it sounds really nice, not too loud. I do have the diesel fuel cut turned on this. It's an option, and basically makes the bike ride a little smoother, but sometimes we'll get a little backfiring with it. Sometimes people like it, sometimes people hate it. If you like it, we can activate it. It's no extra charge. If you don't like it, no big deal if you don't activate it. Until now, we've got everything finished up on this bike. It turned out great. Nice gains and smoothed it out a lot on the drivability. We started out with 113 horsepower and we ended up with 118 and 48 foot-pounds of torque. So you can see here, the blue line is where we started, the red line is where we finished. You can see we've got some really nice gains all the way throughout the power curve. So even as soon as we whack the throttle right open, we've got gains down here. Gains of 4 horsepower right there. So that's pretty big. Even on a 600, you know, that's something that you're actually gonna feel. Went from 92 to 98, that's 6 horsepower. Up in here, we went 107 to 113. But out here, this is where they close off those secondary throttle plates. And we extended the rev limiter as well. So where we were redlining at, we were at 87 horsepower. Now we're at 112. So that's a huge, huge difference, but we're also able to extend the rev limiter on out to where basically the bike had already hit the rev limiter and shut off. And we're still holding 110 horsepower out there. So this thing really makes big power on regular pump gas for a 600cc bike. These things are massive power machines. Kawasaki 636, super hard to beat in the 600 class. All right guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Be sure you subscribe to the channel. Do it now, it's free. Check us out, mooremafia.com. Support the channel. We got stickers, shirts, keychains, whatever you need. ECU flashes if you got a ZX6R, or if you got a GSX-R, CBR, whatever you got, we can flash the ECU. If it's a Japanese sport bike, we can hook you up. All right guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Please smash that like button. Thanks and see you next time.